good mids, good threes. Really can play in all 3 lanes.
Yep. Wish I needed plans to be able to do that too.
10
Not
seconds
every team has
remaining.
that.
I think if you are going to play, if you're going to play in a top tier team right now, it is mandatory you be able to play all 3 lanes.
So they take.
Dire
Okay,
team
so you
ban.
grab Earth Spirit there, which is the most likely of all the 4 positions. Like,
Yeah.
I was just about to say that, and they instantly take it.
Yep.
Because if you think about the heroes that are good against both Rubik and Puck, we said it before. Puck, the 2
Radiant
heroes
team
that
banned.
really annoy him are the Earth Spirit and the Nyx Assassin. One's banned, so you got to take the other. And at the same token, the Rubik does absolutely nothing with any of Earth Spirit spells.
I do, however, really like the Rubik against the Venomancer.
Dire team ban.
Not just for the Plague Wards, which is basically a guaranteed steal. You're not going to walk around the map throwing out Gale, but also because of the null field, limiting the damage potential of Venomancer's magic
Radiant team
output.
ban.
I think Rubik also does at least a bit check that box of a pushing support for Faith. You've got your zap there to clear the waves, to limit the potential of EG to just shove all the lanes in your face.
Saw a little hint there of what looked like some drafts.
10 seconds
on the
remaining.
EG desk there.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
Newbee, interesting to me that Newbee take the Bloodseeker out themselves. We did see some mail on that Bloodseeker yesterday.
I'm glad you can see that.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of guessing.
Using your Superman X-ray vision.
So what do you ban here? Like Death Prophet? You try to take away Newbee's comfort heroes?
Yeah, I think DP is a good ban.
Dire team pick.
As Triple C on that here. Okay, yeah, all right. That was sort of the other direction going. Now that you've gotten the 4-position hero that that Kaka's had the most success with in the patch, and recently with the Earth Spirit, they're going to take out the Sand King, and the Nyx Assassin is already banned. So Kaka's hero pool really
10
shrinking.
seconds remaining.
I look for Newbee to commit to Kaka's hero with their next pick here.
5 seconds
They
remaining.
could change things up. Take I thought that Wyvern, Shaker.
Yeah.
They could move Rubik to the 4 a la
It's
Secret.
Shaker is Kaka's the next on the list in terms of his hero pool most played, but he does not have good stats on that hero, and we saw him struggle mightily on the
Radiant
Air Shaker
team
the other day. All right, so they are going to go. Wow.
That's unique. Oof.
What were we saying? We were talking about Undying yesterday, Will, weren't we?
I said I wish Undying
Yeah.
came back.
Yeah.
It was against a Brewmaster though.
It was, yeah. How do
But
you like it here, though?
Is
I mean, it's still
Undying
pretty
as
early.
scary
Seconds
to you
remaining.
in lane, Will, now, as he was a couple metas ago?
5 seconds remaining.
Not really. That's why we don't see it very often.
Yeah, that's been the thing. I felt like Undying, it used to be like, oh crap, that lane is screwed. We're gonna get that aggro dual lane coming out from the Undying. It just doesn't seem like he's frightening anymore during the laning phase.
So we mentioned the Wyvern, and it's picked up by EG. I think that hero is just really strong, and I think the reason why EG takes it here is they also won with it yesterday. It counters a lot of the physical damage dealers, like the Cold Embrace is such an unbelievable spell. You can't purge it off. You just have to wait it out.
10 seconds remaining.
And EG and Mineski, two of only a handful of teams that have shown
5
that they can
seconds
run
remaining.
Wyvern in the offlane position as well, which gives that some flex value.
They love that. Like, if you look at all the EG drafts over the last few weeks, their first 3 are usually flexible picks every time. Like, it's very unusual. They pick anything other than flexible picks that can be moved around.
If you go all the way back to the beginning of this patch, EG were really the first team to figure out drafting in 7.06 at the Manila Masters, which they won, and it was by bringing in the Puck flex pick that they really featured. You know, that way, because counter picking was very popular around that time, and it's like, okay, you're going to counter pick our Puck heavily, we're just going to throw them in the off.
Yeah. Beating Newbee at that event, by the way.
It's on, boys, by the way. It's on. This is an SCCC Queen of Pain. For my money, as much as I love Sumail's Quap, I do think SCCC's Quap is just
10
like
seconds remaining.
an eyelash ahead, but we're going to see after the performance that the young
seconds
superstar
remaining.
was able to put up on Quap in the last game.
I
Tough
don't know.
Quap game here, though, too, Will. Quap into Winter's Curse, into Earth Spirit.
It's alright though. You want mobility.
It's going to be a KP Puck now, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Dire team ban.
for the most part he plays.
Yes. Is that a mid Visage? Please tell me it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It has to be.
So
Okay.
it's a safe
Yeah,
lane.
it has to be.
It's a safe lane Veno.
So yeah, I mean, basically,
Radiant team
I'm not even
ban.
going to bore you guys with all the numbers because Sumiyo's last Visage game mid, it's like every record that we have on the hero, bye-bye.
Yeah, went. Gone.
And by the way, there you go, mandatory draw ban out of Newbee.
Yeah, they knew that. They were aware.
10 seconds remaining.
Right enough to have had a look over the last few weeks. Of
5 seconds
PG.
remaining.
I'm okay with Pugna again.
3G.
Yeah. If you want more lockdown, there's other options as well. But for example, if you take like Shaker off lane, you're kind of getting hurt a little bit. They could take something like Bat too if they don't feel like they have enough control
I
against
like
the
Bat a
Queen of
lot.
Pain.
I like Bat a lot against the Puck and the Quap. And the thing is, right, we talked about in the last series, I feel like Bat is the biggest consumer of vision.
Yeah.
Of all the heroes in the Dota 2 pool, well, you've got the familiars to provide that vision.
You know what hero I'm down to see again?
And the Plague Lords. Pit Lord?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. You know, only thing is, EG don't. Okay, they do have last overall. No. Newbee have last overall pick. EG have really no physical damage in their first
I was
four.
going to bring that up.
You do have to at least think a little bit about a Huskar.
Well, they all have physical damage talent upgrades though.
Visage
has
very
one.
good. Very
Venom
good.
has one.
I didn't think about that.
That's why these heroes are so good
10
right now. That's
seconds
why Venom's so
remaining.
good. Is that he doesn't have to scale in one direction anymore.
You're right.
He goes in a lot
5
of different
seconds
ways.
remaining.
Damage spread, especially in these pro games, is very important.
I thought they would have taken Payload because I think it's annoying to play Puck and Queen of Pain against that, and you can just sit there in the lane. But I was okay with Bat Rider as well. If they really want to win lanes, they can do something like Brew, but it's rough against Brew because you can just get your split stolen pretty easily.
Dire team
Yeah, you can
pick.
get your split stolen. Okay, all right. So this is not going to be, regretfully, it does not look like this is going to be a mid Visage.
Not
This
now.
is safe lane Visage, mid Ember, off lane Venom.
Offlane
Yep.
Ivan. Oh,
Yep.
They really.
So is RTZ going to flip over to the Visage? He actually has played that hero before.
Yeah, he's good
Okay.
with it. He knows
10
how to do it.
seconds remaining.
So for Newbee, they need a carry now that goes against the Venom.
Choose your hero.
I mean, again, it's just not. I feel like EG is going to be able to dodge the Ember Monkey King lane matchup easily if they want to. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I think that EG overall, I favor their draft. I feel like
I
they
would
have more mobility too.
Alright, good stuff. Thank you very much, gents. We're almost ready for game number 2. Evil Genius is on the way through. Are they, or can Newbee stay alive here at the ESL 1 Hamburg Major? We're going to find out very shortly.
Well, one of the best ways to secure yourself an MVP vote is playing more games. Newbee will attempt to do that. They are 1 foot in the grave, but they find a master of getting out of the grave. It's the zombie, Undying Pickup, coming their way. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you have mixed feelings, Cinderin?
I like the hero. I don't think it's very good. Unfortunately, this patch, I actually love playing Undying. I loved playing it when it was a good pick. I haven't found myself picking Undying for months. So, under that as a third pick, I didn't consider it particularly good against what they saw at the time out of EG's draft, which was, I believe, Venomancer and Earth Spirit when the Undying was picked.
That was it.
So I'm just curious to see what Newbee's plan is here. This hero, from a classic perspective, likes to play Tri versus Tri lanes, play aggressively, be a lane dominator, but I'm not sure if Newbee have really drafted the type of lineup to play around it. What I do like in their synergy with Undying is that they have the Puck Dream Coil to keep heroes in place around the Tombstone, and they have the Monkey King's Wukong Command to play together with it. So as far as how well-rounded their lineup is, I like it, but EG have got themselves a really strong draft as well.
Yeah, having the Venomancer plus the Visage, I'm also wondering just how effective, like, can that Tombstone remain alive? Like,
yeah.
And now you're going to have very difficult to kill heroes like Arteezy with the Gravekeeper's Cloak, if the Flame Guard is up for the Ember Spirit, with no quick jump and initiation. It's not like you got an ES that can just instantly stun him and then you get your fight. That's not going to happen. Instead, we've got Newbee invading into the jungle. They're trying to find this early fight and make the most out of Undying. You said you want to be aggressive with him. Newbee are attempting it, but EG are giving them nothing.
Yeah. Credit in the right place at the right time. Just break the smoke, rolls away. It's one of the best heroes at doing exactly this in the beginning of the game. Good news for Newbee, I guess, is that they did it so early that EG cannot know for sure how the lanes are going to be set here by Newbee, just based on that rotation.
But they'll see it now with KP.
Yep. Now it's given away that this is an offlane puck for sure, and Universe will get the ring.
This also gives information to Newbee. Now they understand it's going to be a safe lane Venom. So again, KP is fighting himself in a what has to be a rough matchup. Puck versus a Venomancer.
Is it though?
Is it? Like, what makes it good for him with all that continuous tick damage?
It's not that matchup.
Oh, they're switching.
They're running the long way around. This is, I think EG were not expecting this. I think this is the classic rock, paper, scissors thing. What are we doing? What do they think we're doing? Are we going to overthink what they think we're doing? So we're going to, like, next level them. And I think this EG identified this is not the lane matchups they were looking for, so they're going to swap the Visage all the way to bottom. Now what that does is it gives KP a clear head start in the lane, because Arteezy is simply like 20 or 30 seconds too late coming into lane, and it's a free wave for the puck and fake zone out Arteezy, so he'll have rough here on the Visage.
I actually like that as an answer. Like, we look at just how tanky a Visage can be. Does Undying help Newbee's cause on that front? Like, obviously stealing strength's a great thing, but does it help you bring down the Visage?
So I think Soul Rip can't break Gravekeeper's combo because you need to deal one instance. Oh, hang on.
Faith. KP, what's he going to even do to help out? Like, he's going to attack Arteezy twice, but a Fairy Dragon doesn't do a lot of work.
So the way Gravekeeper's Cloak works is that you need to take one instance of damage of more than 50 to break a layer. And Undying is actually really bad at that, because Decay deals low damage on the low levels, and Soul deals many instances of low damage, so he actually can't remove it at all. So I don't think it's a good matchup at all for Undying. Who can really get through that cloak very easily? Nobody on Newbee. They have to commit spells to break it, like a Fade Bolt to get a layer away, or an Orb, or right clicks from the cores. It's a pretty solid Visage game, in my opinion.
Yeah, all of that makes life difficult for Newbee, but then again, they draft themselves into this position. They'll just have to get used to it. And they just hope that, well, the world doesn't rain on their parade.
All hell just broke loose outside.
It did.
It's like, what's happening? It's just raining like crazy now.
That's right, that's why we're in our Mercedes glass box, keeping us safe.
Welcome to the Toby-Wan weather report.
Yep, it looks like patchy rain with a chance of EG going 2-0.
This ain't patchy.
What, this is more solid? Like, this is some very good sewing from Sumail in the mid lane.
Great rain. So, okay, let's compare the start of this laning phase to last game. Last game, Newbee had a really rough beginning in their lanes. This time around, they're looking much better. The Queen of Pain of SCC is playing in the safe lane, having a complete free lane. He's 14 for 13.
They're rolling boulder, crit, able to get the double stun, actually stopping Kaka from getting the instant lift, but it'll still be there. With base rotation, crit, low on life, and the slap will be there from Mugi. So giving Monkey King the first blood. Newbee did get the first blood last time, but as you said, the lanes are going a lot better for him this time around, and it's up to EG to try and react.
I'm so impressed with Sumail CS. This is one of the hardest matchups for Ember Spirit, and he's actually breaking even with the Monkey King.
Rolling boulder, they're going again, but the Newbee supports are still in the neighborhood. They drop the Tombstone with Decay. Mugi able to get the stun off. Sumail's Flame Guard will help burn them down. Kaka trying to reach crit in time. They're still killing off the Tombstone. Sumail that for Kaka. Pick it back up against Sumail. Down to 540 HP. One more attack. It's not going to be enough. He salves and survives. I think he was good anyway, but safety, 2 levels of it. And you going back in?
Again? I missed it.
Mugi, slap, slow him down. Crit's got the stick charges, but doesn't have the life.
Got a little bit too excited with his last play and wanted to try it again, but this time the roll doesn't connect. So he throws a bit away there after great play.
Radiant's middle tower is
Look
under
at those
attack.
CS, isn't it just nice when you see a hero with 22, 23 CS playing SF Simulator in the top lane with this Queen of Pain? This
Yeah, this is supposed to be PvP, not PvE.
This does matter though. It's not a coincidence that SC is doing this. He's leveling up faster this way by getting all these denies. Can somewhat simulate mid lane XP. Of course, he gets one less creep per wave by being top, but will be getting a very fast 6. So he's got a great lane. Monkey King is having a good time. Should be having a better time in my opinion, but it's still alright. And the puck in the off lane is also doing well. So Newbee this time around, they're in the driver's seat. There's no Night Stalker in this first night time to bully them out of their lanes.
Yeah.
So they have a much better chance in this game than the last one to establish themselves.
And Venomed's going to have a harder time as well. The fact that Queen of Pain's got these early levels, you've actually got the base damage to deal with these plague wards, which are not being leveled up early on. So that's not great for him. The lack of pressure means the KP is not dying, even though he's not getting great levels. It's the sacrifice. He's got a decent amount of CS. I say not getting that many levels. Like, he's actually almost level 5 minutes in. Fear.
He needs to be careful here.
Yeah, he's got 1 point Rip, 2 points Orb, so maybe he feels like he can get this, but Crit is there waiting. The Jawn out will not be enough, and there's the perfect kick rolling boulder. KP gets punished on the off lane. Almost looks like with this smoke maneuver from Kaka and Faith, they were trying to do a little bit of chip damage with KP to bait them into a fight and then get the kill, but rotation comes too late.
Well, now they can just try and mid instead. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
See if this is going to work for
Multiple
them.
choice.
Yep. Oh, this is a good
Sumail's dead.
This is a good move.
Tombstone down, and they don't actually get the flame gun up on Sumail just yet. Now he turns it on, but the slide down, he dodges it with a slide of fist. There's a lot of creeps. They have to wait. The Searing Chains grab 3. It bought time for Crit to arrive, trying to get rid of the Tombstone. Fear will rotate back over again. Thanks to that deep observe ward, Newbee understand the support has arrived.
What a baller. That was so good. Very nice from Sumail.
And now they can shrine as well. No damage is done that cannot be repaired from both sides.
It's one of those moments where when you're Monkey King and you let that stun go, you're like, oh, I should have known. But in the heat of the moment, you're probably not thinking about that play from Sumail. And you don't want to pump fake it too much. We're going to see it here in slow, or in replay rather. So here comes, he wants the 4 hits to get the max damage out of that. The Boundless Strike misses, and there's a lot of targets for Slide of Chain, so it actually, Slide of Fist, so it takes a while before he gets out of it, and it gives time for Crit to rotate in and get that nice stun save. So beautiful play from Sumail, and a little bit of help from Crit to get him out. Yeah. Very nice.
So it keeps the game nice and close, 6 minutes in. Advantage for Gold and Experience is slightly the way of Newbee, just over 1,000 in both for them. But at the same time, you are running an early Undying who gets kicked back. The Tombstone will be dropped. Faith cannot survive this. The Slide of Fist Searing Chains doesn't work, and that double damage on Sumail. He still wants to fight, but so does Newbee. They bring in everyone, and the Familiars also have arrived in the battle. So Arteezy, really? He denied Sumail? Oh boy, there are so many heroes around. How the hell did he do that? Now Crit's gonna get himself a double kick. Newbee, they were denied before by the Slide of Fist, and now I want to see that one again at maybe 10 times reduced speed to see that denial.
EG are making some really cool individual plays already this game. It's very nice to watch. So that looked like a great rotation from SCC, and he has to come in for that play, I think, but didn't want a Sonic Wave, couldn't get anything out of the Scream because Flame Guard was running.
Here we are again. So let's watch it. The slow moment. Sumail gets dragged back in. Moogie having that bonus damage. It's so hard. And now, Arteezy with Familiars.
The Fate Bolt deals 0 damage because of the Flame Guard. SCC doesn't want to use his Sonic Wave because they feel like it's a free kill. He doesn't even use Scream, I believe. There was Flame Guard up. And the deny comes out. Really nice play.
Oh, Arteezy. I don't want to give him my MVP vote. He's already got enough money to buy his own Mercedes.
There's a lot of players that are eligible today, I think, for an MVP vote so far.
Well, more time as well with games to come.
Yep.
And another day worth of Dota 2.
Now, what's worth noticing in this situation is that SCCC has played the top lane, and he was 2 levels higher than the mid laner of the Radiant side, which is very unusual. But it's just by virtue of having these like 40 denies.
Oh,
dodge
again! He makes it look easy. There is no extra heal for Faith to help out his mid, but SCC this time's gonna burn the Sonic Wave. It clips the edge of the Wyvern. And 2 heroes from EG being secured by Newbee at the cost of their Monkey King.
That's what happens when you use all 3 remnants aggressively. You leave yourself vulnerable after. It was a good kill. Obviously dodging the Boundless Strike again first, and then he just to get that burst out and get the kill, but didn't have an escape remnant after, and they quickly coil and bring him down together with Fear coming into help. So 2 kills for Newbee. For that 1 in mid.
And also propelling forward that Queen of Pain. Now up to 4.2k in the net worth, a full 1,000 above the Ember Spirit. Samael looking to come back in again. Kaka is going to pick him up and throw him around as crit. Rolling boulders doesn't really find the timing. Newbee weren't looking to engage there. They already got what they wanted. Attention of EG towards the mid lane space for their safe lane to get more farm, and now they can turn the Monkey King to the top lane to start playing catch up. But in order to do this, they have to keep Universe off that top lane.
This is a bad matchup for Monkey King. He doesn't like this lane at all. He's playing against level 7 Venom with 4 Plague Wards. Just going to spam Plagues in the lane. If Monkey comes in close, he can always get Galed and start taking hits from Venom. And it's very difficult for Monkey King, that's the issue. You can't really get 4 Jingu attacks off on Venom because he's just going to get kited every time. It's
and EG are guaranteeing this. The only person who's not there right now is Samael. Everyone else from Evil Geniuses has moved to the top lane, and Newbee, well, even with the Undying, you'd like to fight early on, so that's a level 4 Undying. He doesn't have high points up in Tombstone. He doesn't actually have that big either nuke or heal from Rip. So the top tower is taken by Universe. Newbee failed to engage, and they're just trying to make the best out of their other lanes.
Notice that SCCC is rushing Orchid this game. This is a pretty uncommon build nowadays. Most of the time you see Queens go for a Veil first. At least that's, I believe, still the more common build. Orchid has gained a little bit more popularity, but in this case, I think he feels like they need this hard counter to the Ember Spirit as early as possible. They want to Orchid him out. It's also a really good item against the Wyvern. Just jumping the backline, Orchiding out the Wyvern or the Earth Spirit, killing him off. And birds are going to see Newbee. This is really annoying to play Monkey against. But that's the flip side of the matchup. Boundless Strike kills the birds very quickly. If he has level 4 Boundless, I think he one-shots those familiars if they're not close to the Visage for the Cloak. But at the same time, they are a great scouting tool against the Monkey. So one of those beautiful hero interactions where they actually kind of counter each other. I like those matchups a lot, where one hero has a specific advantage over the other.
It's also a good defensive ward from Newbee. They saw what was coming in around the tree line, and this bought space for SCCC not to actually rotate him. They let him play that mid lane, and they let KP have the bottom to also play catch up, get close towards his Blink Dagger. A little bit trouble, a little bit further to the north. Faith, as well as Moogie, rolling boulder forward, and the kick is perfect from Crit with the silence, but the life is too good. Moogie and Faith can survive. They need to kill off these familiars. The Tombstone does get picked off. Kaka is moving in from the east, but they're not committing in heavily just yet. Newbee
not depicted. Wyvern
bottom tower is under attack.
And Queen, I believe, connected bottom.
They both went down to the bottom lane,
and they got the tower. So this is classic stuff. You lose your safe lane tower, you try to make a rotation to get the enemy safe lane tower, and they are successful. So Newbee have equalized that. Each year still, after a fairly rough start for Samael, even with some great individual plays, he had a hard lane matchup. He got roamed on. He is now still very solid and very impressive by him. And RTZ had an awful start because he had to rotate all the way to bottom. Has caught up nicely. So EG their pieces are definitely coming together right now with only a 1k disadvantage minute 12.
Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to have in this game as far as viewers go. Something nice and close where both teams are getting online around the same time to make this a very exciting mid-game. But it's all about the tippy-toeing around in the meantime. Make sure you don't give away that horrendous fight that Newbee will remember from Game 1. And this is what EG is trying to force up on the top lane. SCC, this time he will TP in to be involved.
Monkey doesn't have ult, actually.
Yeah, still no Wukong command.
You don't have Wukong command, so this team fight is a lot
Easy try away from the two. Kaka initiated. All Spirit's being committed. Faith, well, he drops down the Tombstone, but now gets cursed up as well, allowing EG all the space in the world to get rid of that Tombstone and move their attention towards Faith. More Spirits committed in forward. Just count your losses. KP wants out of this mess. SCCC, a big ulti, but all he gets is fear. Moogie pounds himself forward. It creates a little bit of distraction. Now in for the slapdown. Distraction was so KP could back up to the tier 3 tower, and both supports from Newbee will respawn in just a second. But a lot of ultis up from EG.
They need Wukong's command. That could have been a very different fight. I think Newbee had his ultimate skill. That was such a long dive from EG that he could definitely got an ulti off and started some zone control. It's very tempting when you play Monkey not to skill that ulti because you feel like, you know, a lot of the times it's hard to use. Am I really going to be able to have it? And if I don't get to use it in skirmishes, you'd rather have another skill point to farm a bit faster or get a better stun or something. But at this point in the game, when you see the flow of this game, that teams are playing aggressively and looking to fight at towers, I think he has to skill at level 10, even over his talent. It's just a very valuable skill point for his team, especially when they've drafted nicely around him, like we mentioned before the game even began. The Dream Coil, the Tombstone. If EG are grouping up to focus the Tombstone, guess what spell is really good at countering that? Just put that Monkey King ult right on top of it.
Yeah. Make him come in close, cause some problems with the spacing of EG, but right now EG can just walk wherever the hell they want to. Familiars come in, create a perimeter with Venoman supports, and you've always got that get out of jail free curse in the Winter Wyvern.
Get out of jail free curse?
That's basically what it was. Like, they just sit there, it's like, well, you just stay exactly where you are.
Kaka.
Yeah, all he wanted was a little bit of space, but he is well out by himself. Nothing to really steal apart from Gale, and, well, that's not going to help him in this situation. They actually, okay, Universe will take the kill, mid lane. Looks like Undying will drop as well.
What did you learn?
Newbee, consistent deaths on these supports. They can at least be happy their core's not suffering the same fate.
The Dire's poor top tower.
They're short respawn times. Puck has the
nigh?
Blink Dagger ready, but he TP'd to bottom, so, or at least his TP got cancelled even if he wanted to go somewhere else. So KP can't rotate, and this should be a free tower for EG. The Puck is completely stuck on the other side of the map, but if
they might be a little bit more defensive.
If they realize, they're not going to try for this. It is a scary proposition if they think Puck can be here. I think they just flat out don't know, so they're going to back.
Also going into a quad with a fresh Orc. Good.
Surely is scary, but if they know there's no Puck, they will pounce on this opportunity, I'm pretty sure. So what did Monkey King do? He skilled his talent.
He did.
Okay.
20 attack speed over the evasion and not
20
leveling
attack
up his
speed over the
ulti
ult?
yet.
I mean, so far, since he hit level 10, he hasn't needed to fight, so I guess so far so good. But if they want to fight right now and he doesn't have his ulti again and it's a big team fight, no. Instant regret.
Just had the smoke break on top of the observer wall. The BTs are up now for the Ember, who just piggybacks on the back of the Familiars. He will get silenced up pretty quickly, but Kaka, and knocked back to the Sonic Wave is beautiful. There is no way to keep him alive, even with all the help that was there from Fear. KP's in trouble. A good Nova, SCC and Fade coded in that. KP will now fall. Fade triggers his ultimate, but he doesn't have enough life to survive all of this. RTZ with the double, a long jump in. SCC can go back to work again, killing off that ES, but jump away. Mugi still ticking down with Poison Sting and Nova on him, and Familiars causing problems. The chain stuns into Soul Assumption of RTZ will give not only him a triple kill, but the rest of EG 4 kills and potentially this tier 2 tower.
And it looked like it was going to be a great fight for Newbee when they immediately blew up Sumail. Orchid, Sonic Wave, all the Puck spells got the kill. But I think it was a Winter's Curse that just stopped the Puck in his tracks, so he couldn't get out from the jump. And EG turned it around, killing off the Puck, and then run down a couple of extras. And again, I've been harping on it a lot. There was no Monkey King ulti in that fight. Now he has it. So next time,
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
But right now they're still feeding the beast. It's not that fed though. Like you'd expect. Like it feels like EG has more control on this map, but the experience and the gold graph, it has swung up in recent time in favor of Evil Geniuses, giving them the advantage. But it was still Newbee controlling things before this time of the game.
Yes.
So if Newbee, like, does Newbee like slow things down, they keep going with their split lane pressure. Now that Kaka's got Plague Wards, he can hold a lane by himself.
That's just not the type of game Undying plays. It's another one of the hero's weaknesses is that it has extremely poor wave clear. It really needs to 5-man
Smoke breaks. Observe Water reveals Faith on TZ. He doesn't commit. He doesn't range for Rod of Atos, which is now fresh on him to get that lock on Faith.
Glyph used. So EG at least force that. Doesn't look like they are willing to commit more since the smoke broke. And like you said, Newbee's heroes are doing a good job taking care of waves. You have to do that, obviously. Like you can't just ignore that creeps exist in the game. But I'm just saying this is annoying to play Undying. You would love to group up and take these fights all the time if you could. Has to accept that they can't. Has to play that hard 5 this game on Undying. He's very poor. And it's not going to really change this game, I think.
You have to wait for the good time to fight. And Diffuser Blade and Monkey King, now that he has the ultimate up and running, this kind of has to be your moment. But in the Observer Ward, which is planted down by EG, I was optimistic when you planted on top of an area where your smoke just broke to keep it alive for full duration. But now Newbee, they need that opening. They need the ability to jump in and initiate. You have the Blink Dagger on KP. You have what you need once Diffusal is up. So then it's all up to Newbee to actually get the aggressive vision so they understand where they can fight EG.
That 5% of Undying's gold is from Link Creeps. He has 10 CS. Well, I mean,
He's the sacrifice, right?
That's kind of how the hero is. That's just how it is. You get a lot of passive gold. If you get gold from anything else, it's fighting most of the time. Maybe a bounty or here or there. But
Ooh,
as you pointed out, Newbee really have the tools to fight. So it's about setting up a perimeter and making EG pass through it so that you can get a good ultimate from the Monkey King with his Diffusal Blade. He has a great counter right now to Sumail. Can instantly remove that Flame Guard.
Judging by EG's movement, that Observer Ward in mid lane just caught the edge of the smoke for Crit. He'll walk into it. So you do get a kill. It's earned charges for a Rubik. But it's not the core they were hoping for. They would really have wanted Arteezy.
Yeah.
Keep him down before he can play catch-up.
More importantly than anything here, regardless of which hero they kill, they would like to start doing some structural damage and establish a foothold. And now they're covering this bottom area very nicely. This stolen play
they've got that Sonic Wave in a great position! Via! Well, he got the curse off! Parker in a lot of trouble. It's still a 1-for-1 trade-off at just this mid-initiation. The Tombstone will go down. Arteezy will take care of that. But the Dream Call from KP, keeping Universe there into the Wukong command. This is what they want to have happen. Arteezy gets slapped down by the stick. The Familiars are also lost to him with no resummon available. Newbee still unable to get the other kill they were searching for, and this whole mid-engagement turns into a Wyvern for a Rubik trade-off.
Yeah, they finally get to showcase the Wukong's command, but this doesn't become the best one since they use the coil on the edge, and the heroes kind of just run out of the Wukong's command. There was no follow-up stuns. They got one Boundless Strike on the Visage, but he still had Gravekeeper's Cloak, so it didn't really deal much damage. Rubik was dead, so no telekinesis or stolen, secondary disabled. I see. Oh, that's an unfortunate slide, or an unfortunate change from Sumail. That could have actually been a kill, because Crit was connecting, but times...
Luck isn't always on your side.
Times that happens.
It's like Lichen game 1.
Yeah, fair. It's fair that it's against EG this time. The Lich in game 1 was pretty unlucky once or twice, I'll be honest.
Well, Arteezy's still trying to get into that Aghanim Scepter of his, so he needs kills to kind of go his way, or at least more space to farm up. Right now he's staying pretty even with the Monkey King, but Monkey King with the Diffusal Blade completed will be looking for a lot more aggression. There is a bit of an answer as well to that Orchid which is on the Queen of Pain. You were mentioning it's a more of an uncommon thing to build early on as an answer to the Ember Spirit, but the Eul Scepter for Sumail after he had the Veil of Discord is now done, so there is an answer to that silence.
That is still countered by Diffusal though, so the Diffusal Blade has even more value now. It's 2 counterplays against the Ember, both the Flame Guard and the Eul is now countered by 1 item.
Keep preparing for mid-fight. It's going to be the jump in from Crit. Gets a silence off Faith. Needs to keep SCCC alive, and can they do it with the Rubik pickup from Karka? They do it. SCC was able to get far enough away, and with Dream Call and Tombstone down, well, Tombstone is actually down now. Newbee back up to their tier 1 tower. They have to be stable here. The Spirit committal. They're going in after Mugi Diffusal Blade, slowing down Sumail, but Arteezy's Familiars are there into the backlines. The curse is out onto Faith. KP unwillingly sticking around to get kicked to my Crit behind that tier 1 tower. Sumail will get the double kill. The tier 1 tower will fall as well, and Newbee are starting to lose control of this game.
It's such a pleasure to watch Sumail playing for Spirit. I think that is a triple remnant that very few players will go for in that situation. He just has a very good read on what abilities are available and which ones aren't. And he feels confident that his team's going to back him up, so he dives in like crazy and it gives him 3 kills.
Protection. Karka, no way to escape from it.
4 kills for EG, probably 2 towers. That is a very big play. And important for that fight as well, the Queen of Pain was forced to blink away in the start of the fight, so couldn't really come back in and connect with the Sonic Wave. They had Monkey King ulti on cooldown because EG are playing so fast. And you saw how EG were starting to position themselves when they ran in there. If there's a Wukong's command, they'll get forced away. They will not be able to dive like they just did, but playing the clock very nicely, getting themselves almost the 2-2. They actually didn't end up getting it.
Yeah,
might be denied here.
It's pretty low, but it's easy enough to force through later on. It's just outside of deny range. But Evil Geniuses, they turn their attention a little bit further towards the north, so Sumail can farm up inside the Radiant jungle. And I'm interested to see like exactly what EG want. The bottom lane still has tier 1 and tier 2 tower available to attack, but Roshan is also another point of interest for Evil Geniuses. But can they do it against Newbee? Do you want to go into Roshan?
You do if you have clearly superior vision, if you set up Plague Wards, if you set up Observers, if you deward the area. This Radiant lineup can definitely kill Roshan pretty quickly, but it is always going to be scary. Vision, right? Sonic Wave committed. This should be a kill with the second Scream. Oh,
Should be.
hang on.
Crit, the Shadow Strike, and SCCC is able to blink himself down for the final Scream.
It's still a pretty big commitment for just to kill crit using the Sonic Wave and all of his mana. It's one thing that he uses a big cooldown, but now he's actually completely unable to fight for the next long while. He has to retreat all the way to base. Their shrine is inactive.
It's enough for EG to believe they can go for Roshan with no Sonic Wave. They're moving towards the pit. But at the same time, you've also got the pressure being applied towards the top tier 1 tower. Newbee start their TPs over. Look for that vision. The Observer Ward is already on top of the Ancient thanks to the Illusionary Orb Scout from KP. Newbee are aware of EG's status of Roshan, so they appear to be way too late for this. They're attacking the bottom lane. They're just poking around. Karka ends up stealing Plague Wards. You're going to get the quick curse out. SCC's already taken that first tower up on the top. Karka starts his TP with small delay, so Samel will get the Aegis Immortal. The tier 1 tower was lost on top. SCC got more space to farm up and add more pressure. I think it's time to also leave that lane. I believe on bottom lane too, that tier 2 tower. The side of Vizuru chains! Samel actually caught him in the trees! SCC is BKB'd up, but where do you go from here? He's jumping through the tree line. They don't know. They don't know they actually got him. He'll wait in the trees. The courier passes by with the Maelstrom, but they don't know anything. It shifts in the night. EG is checking everywhere, but But where he is, SCC will blink and walk away. They had no idea just how good the play was.
Oh man, that is so crazy. I love that we get to see the switching of vision there, like how close they were, like 4 times in a row. They're probably like 200 range away from seeing him in the tree line, but they don't get the vision out. And he does survive. Had to commit BKB though, and used his TP like you said, so this is a long run to base. Will heal up and start moving out, but effectively still lost about a minute of time there on that move, so not all the worst for EG not finding that kill. Just remember how it started. Sumail just went for a guess, right? So it's still a nice outcome that his random attempt forces a BKB charge and gives them a bit more advantage in the next fight.
It's kind of that BKB thing. You think Searing Chains would at least give you some level of vision that you achieved what you did.
King got BKB now as well.
Yep. A lot of space got created for Newbee with this. So like, yeah, EG takes the Aegis Immortal. They get the experience and gold from Roshan. But Newbee was still doing damage to tier 2 tower. They were getting a lot of space and farm for SC. He's now stretched 1,000 net worth in front of Sumail. TZ, they can get a lot of this back by just pushing in the bottom lane with the catapult. But it's up to Newbee. Like, did you try and take this fight going into an Aegis?
You can try it the tier 2. The tricky part, again, is to set up... I talk a lot about this marketing ulti, but it's a very important part of their lineup, and it's hard to use because of Plague Wards and because of the birds. Like, if he gets scouted jumping up, he can get counterplayed by the Earth Spirit, something we talked about last game. So, has to be very careful. So if they want to take a fight around their tier 2, they have to flat out just be there earlier than what they are. Like, at this point, EG are already set up, and they're using that advantage to try to make a play.
Nature Silence, Moogie's going to jump in. This lamp is available. That silence won't last long enough. Not while the Yosef will send him up. Samal will spirit out. The stun doesn't actually connect from the Dream Core with this, and he starts his TP. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Karka will get picked as Samal completes his TP out. So EG forcing in the bottom lane. The courier getting sniped back all the way in the mid. SCC was just forcing the tier 2 tower, but that courier was on return trip from the bottom lane. Now the Searing Chains with the Val buff up. Not really enough damage, and Yosefta buys some more time. Quick blink up. SCCC, Spirit Jump up and down from Samal. He wants to go again. The ult gets there while EG knocking on the Newbee back door. They're going in through the bottom, and SCCC, the Searing Chains! It didn't go on the right target. This will actually give Newbee the option to defend this bottom lane. The tier 3's taking a lot of damage. They'll fortify. Moogie looking for a good jump position, but they're trying to clean up these Plague Wards. Now the Familiars come in. The tier 3 tower, it will be destroyed by Evil Jesus, and EG, they kind of want to get out of here, but then again, maybe not. BT's forward, Crit jumps in, the Rod of Atos, they get the lockdown on KP, but the Sonic Wave from SCC, it's very effective. They've almost got the kill. The Cold Embrace won't protect ES, and the Wukong Command, they are just locking him and diffusing him up. The quick force stuff up gets Universe up onto the high ground and away from that stun lock, which Newbee was ready to throw out too. A quick jaunt, will it be there? The jump forward, no, KP can't get out, and Fear will be the sacrificial lamb. Newbee, they do lose the tier 3 tower, but they keep their bottom lane of racks.
And that was Newbee's first really good team fight of the game. I think EG probably just a bit too greedy there. They actually got the tier 3 tower, which I'm very surprised Newbee let them get, but they let them get that tower. And then Crit goes for an aggressive play. He goes in, Blink stuns the puck, but instant sounds from Queen of Pain stops the chaining of abilities from Earth Spirit and gets them a counter kill and sets up the Monkey King ulti for his teammate. So Newbee got out of that. I was about to say, like, when EG got that tower and they backed out, I feel like Newbee are too slow. Like, you can't just let EG set up all of these Plague Wards, set up all that control, first for the tier 2 and then in the base before you start defending. They have to be there earlier. Imagine if the Queen of Pain would have been chained by the Ember when you saw that play on the left side. I think if he gets chained during TP, they lose a line of racks, actually. It's very dangerous the way Newbee are playing this, but they got away with it this time. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, living life on the edge, but advantage. Like, it still belongs to them. That graph is kicking back down to almost be leveled up. There's a lot of gold being banked up on Sumail. 3.4k for the Ember Spirit. What is your item of choice for him? Like, okay, he picked up a plate mail, so yeah, it will be a Shiva's Guard.
Standard Sumail build. I think out of the classic Ember players, if you will, like the ones that have played the hero a lot, I feel like Sumail is the one that buys Radiance the least. He seems to be less a fan of the item compared to other players, where for many players, including SCC on the enemy team, often gets that Radiance as the secondary item. At least in this game.
Well, with Sumail's versatile to play, like, it's... Like, does he just want to stand there and continuously do Radiance Burn with a little bit of amplification of damage?
That's a fair point. He is a more burst type play. Oh, he gets Yules. They stop his TP.
Yeah, KP needs to do the same type of thing, though, but this does allow SCC to add more pressure, and it's forcing Fear to TP the bottom lane. Now, Fear can't alone deal with this, and KP's on the run. It's like, hey, we have a score to settle, KP. Get your butt over here. He's going to orb himself, jaunt away, still has the Boots of Travel available, but KP, he's gone the long way around to escape this.
It's like you could tell the player mentality for those last 20 seconds. Don't mess with me, kid. It just starts running at him the whole way.
Well, he comes back and maybe gets revenge on another target. It's Moogie quickly into the invis. Where's the follow-up? KP's back in once more. Moogie beat KP, throws out the ultimate. EG, all they want to do is get out there. The Dream Coil, it didn't do enough control. So Newbee burning 2 big ultimates.
Yep, and a BKB.
That is true.
Just a quick moment of opportunity.
Oh, what is he still doing there?
Careful.
It's like he's trying to get more information, but you can get that much information from your tier 3 tower. Mid lane, the BTs coming up the Familiars. Karka quickly into Glimmer, starts his TP. Familiar drop will cancel that. The follow-up kick from Crit. And Karka, for all of his fun plays, and he was so close to getting his Aghanim stepped up, will end up dying in front of his tier 2.
Yeah, he's actually getting really farmed by Ruben. He's been pushing a lot of waves.
He's running out for Dire's middle tower.
Finally gets caught here. And this could be another moment of opportunity for EG to take them in tier 2. The waves on the other sides are very well pushed by Newbee.
Oh, wait.
Especially the bot lane's actually reaching the base here, KP putting that pressure, but it looks like EG will force them to try and defend, knowing that Monkey King ulti's down and his BKB.
It's the fact they also were able to bring the mid lane in close enough so the backdoor regeneration won't protect them. Fade triggers up that ultimate, wants to keep fighting. Decay's not going to connect on the mark, and Evil Geniuses. They do trigger their pipe. Yep, he's holding the tombstone until now. Familiars focusing on Fade. KP gets the silence off. Right now it's holding an RTZ. The follow-up Decay, at least it can remove the life as his life is gone. The Rubik will be back to the world of the living. There goes your tombstone. Bottom racks still being chipped away at the moment. They need a little bit more help here. And SCCC, he's going to grab the courier. Looks towards Fear. The curse will come out. This chain stun and Moogie. He's trying to keep EG inside the base and let SCC pick up the back lines. So far it's working. Bouncing down. Crib will end up falling with the orb damage. Karka jumps in. He gets the stolen Nova. Hitting into Evil Jesus, but the damage is so high from Sumail. He almost had enough to kill off most of the Newbee lineup, but it's not enough just yet. Fear still going down to KP, but KP being hunted by Familiars. SCCC so low, regenerating back in the fountain, but where's your creep wave? The buyback is there from KP. Familiar drop, stunning him up as he TP'd in, chaining it nicely, but now the phase shift, they can pick off a couple of these Familiars. With no resummon, that's just good money, good farm. And Evil Geniuses still did not get the racks.
I'm still sure KP really regrets that buyback. That was not a good one. It was buyback protection. He has 2 teammates alive. It's flat out a 2-on-2 where EG have expended all of their resources and Newbee have 2 heroes in Fountain, so they're going to come out strong, and SCC could have definitely defended this lane on his own. So a bit of a wasted buyback from the puck could turn out to be very expensive later on. But as you said, they still defend their barracks, but it's by the skin of their teeth that they are holding on to that. And if EG manage to get themselves another Aegis and look for a push soon, they might be claiming it the next time round.
I'm also wondering too if next time EG's going to be a little bit more wary about the vision on that hillside. They try to push him through bottom, but the observer ward allowed SCCC to have that real good vision and understand what he could pick off in the back. It was also flagged by the fact the courier was being delivered to Fear, so you can count all of those kills in, but also that Radiant courier was sniped out as well.
I loved the move from SC in that fight. I think that's what really salvaged and created the fight in the first place, was that he came in from the back, forced Winter's Curse out of Fear, like you said, killed the courier, and then he got the Orchid off to kill Leader Spirit before he really comboed his spells. So very, very well played fight by I also like what Faith did with the Undying. He actually ran in, used all of his stuff, eventually got killed, but he bought them those 15 seconds to make the rotation happen. And that's not an easy call to make. He basically just put himself in a really bad position to let his
That
teammates
smoke
shine.
position, Universe, he's the one. KP just instantly jumps on. He'll take the stun because
force.
support is there from EG. The double 4 stuff, they do drop the tombstone as well. A rooted up Undying. He is in a very bad position, but SCCC again in the back line. He blinks aggressively forward, has to burn the BKB, and running away. Sonic Wave is still available. Samael defused up multiple times. Karka wants to keep that control going. Somehow Faith is still alive and kicking through all of this. Crit, he's the real kicker, however. Right to the back line, hitting the target, setting up for Samael to get the double kill. The Sonic Wave will now finally come in, and Moogie, it is a fantastic Wukong's command. He'll recover the gem, fighting up against everybody who's coming at him. Samael cannot finish off SCC. He'll get regenerated up quickly, but the trouble is the gem carrier Moogie, he'll end up falling. The TP out. Oh, Siri Chase, he tried it again, Samael. Barely missing, but Newbee with 4 in the grave. Even Undying can't help Newbee right now.
And EG, their sustained damage in these fights are a really big problem for Newbee to deal with. I think Monkey King, I said it earlier, they're too slow. This rotation as well, the Monkey King comes in, they're fighting for like a good 15 seconds before the Wukong's command comes out. And EG have built a great advantage. Oh, they're actually going to be fighting. SC's trying to defend here, BKB.
He's going to burn it again. He's just trying to find time to make sure they only lose 1 lane of racks, not 2. Potentially holding more. Undying, now back, TPing forward. He's going to need to get it. Oh, nice curse from Karka. A little bit more control time, allowing SEC to back up a little bit more, but Arteezy in through the rear with that Rod of Atos, attacking into Karka with a familiar drop. They keep the control there. Karka, he can go invis. He's a little bit further away from the shrine. Faith with a good soul rip, gives his Rubik life once more, and they need to jump in. SEC, he's back right now, doesn't have the Sonic Wave available. Faith, so much damage, so much stun, so much control, so many core heroes going down. It's an instant buyback here from SCCC. KP, he's trying to dodge it out. It's a great game call, allowing Moogie a triple stun inside the Wukong command, allowing the Diffuser to do work, and now they need to find that target. Universe, he must die. They must get something to make up for these buybacks, but Fear able to TP out inside the Dire base under their nose. It's KP who's jumped forward. He thought the rest of Newbee were right behind him. Now they are, but the Sonic Wave, a big ass whip. Now they're looking for more. At least Arteezy will still end up falling, but they're having to deal with his friends, the familiars. Orchid, it's onto Samael, still running out. Moogie, he wants that movement speed, riding the cloud of victory, but right now, well, unless he's got Goku's teleportation, he ain't gonna catch up to EG.
I love the way EG are playing their fights. They're very confident. As much as I've been criticizing Newbee's movement or speed of taking these fights, you got to give props to EG for how confident they go in, how much they're playing around each other. Always clutch with the 4 staffs, always playing, you know, they're not scared of going in for each other. The Metamancer in the middle of the fight, then it's Emperor in the middle of the fight, then Visage comes into the middle of the fight. They know they're tanky, they know they can play around each other, and just take full advantage of what their heroes can do. And they're flat out just outplaying Newbee in these team fights. They're outmaneuvering them at every turn.
Newbee and get the advantage. They're going to drop the tombstone. Sumail, Side of Fist, looking for the Searing Chains. Nice combination for Kaka. He's got these stolen Plague Walls. He's giving him the vision, allowing Newbee to find around the pit. Maybe they're going to buy back out from EG. It's not going to come now. It's too low out. So Sumail jumps in, looking for the steal. Moogie with a slap down. Roshan, who do you belong to right now? It belongs to the Radiant. Aegis Immortal, snatched by Moogie. They're going to keep the fight going. Crit can't rolling ball around in time. Sumail, he'll spirit himself out. But will there be another follow-up? SEC right behind him. They need their pickup. The BKB's there. At least a Dreamcall will hold Universe in position. A quick Nova route. The Searing Chains. It's on Moogie. He wants to keep the chase going. But to which target? That's your target. The Gematru sight's on the deck. The slapdown is there. And now with a Side of Fist, their revenge kill. They pop the Aegis to the Immortal. Universe will still go down, and KP gives it well played to Sumail. Good spot.
Dire's middle tower.
All of that. Did Newbee only gain 1k gold from all of that? They got... Oh, the Roche kill was Radiant, right?
Yeah.
It was a Snatch Stage.
It was.
So that's the reason they only gained 1k. And, you know, since the Aegis also was lost there, that was the second Roche. Who has the cheese? Oh, it was used by Ember. Ember got the cheese. Okay, that explains a lot about what happened in that fight. That was so chaotic, I couldn't keep track of everything. But Newbee, they do gain a somewhat of a victory. If nothing else, the Aegis isn't going to go to EG, so the next push will be harder. But at the same time, they're probably hoping to force out buybacks from EG, but they're staying composed, not wasting anything unnecessary. And I think overall that outcome is totally fine for them.
Yeah, but the game still continues. You're talking about like the 1k swing. Overall, actually, the graphs kind of swung a little bit more as far as experience goes. So yeah, it's only 2k while EG get back on their feet. But we still have to remember that Newbee are behind in this game. And it's not just the lane, the fact they've lost that bottom lane of Rax. And you can see them trying to repair the damage by pushing in this bot. But they're still catching up on items that allow them to survive in these fights. But they're getting there. Monkey King going to be building into Asgardi, all that slow. Familiars are a real pain in the butt. They don't have an easy way to get rid of those either.
This Visage pick has been very good this game. I think EG identified very well that that hero was going to bring a lot to their lineup.
Might be a reason too why we're getting the Hurricane Pike being built on Queen of Pain. If I saw that correctly in her quick buy.
He wants a pike?
I must have seen that incorrectly in the quick buy.
I'm not sure who wants a pike in this game except the Venom. It could be the Visage. Visage just wants the Force Staff.
Nah, he's changed it. It's definitely showing Pike for a small period of time.
There's a Force Staff being built by the Wyvern. After that Wyvern.
They start playing the maneuverability game. Kite out as hard as you can, get out of the Wukong command, either get your own heroes out or get the Monkey King out.
And now we gotta start thinking about level 25s as well. It's a big part of this game now. Queen of Pain, I believe, has hers, so that's the 60% spell steal, spell life steal. Ember Spirit has also chosen his talent, and the Venomancer will be closing in on 25 as well. So the 20% cooldown reduction on Sumail, in addition to what is soon to be an Octarine core, will be like really reduced cooldowns on that Slight Chains. Of course, Remnants also benefit a lot from that cooldown reduction.
Familiars again, just try and chip away at the lane of Rax. This is what Newbee are accepting in this situation. They don't want to commit too heavily into trying to kill all these Familiars as the root is
Did they just
there.
lift and then Orchid one bird?
Yes, they did.
That shows you something about their mentality right now.
At the moment, I think Karka's trying to get the Plague Walls, and they got something to fight with from up on the high ground. And Fade, at least if he can start spamming out these decays, EG will drop low. There's your Dream Call initiation. They do get the curse over on SCCC, but it's taking so long to kill him off. His BKP is off. Meanwhile, it's a great Wukong command from Moogie. They're chasing Artesio. It's a resummon the Families. He needs the damage and the stuns, but the Sonic Wave from SCC. He'll commit on the mark. Sumail in very, very deep. They need to get him out of here before he slaps down. Now he is down, at least over the hill. But Samira jump is Karka, initiating through him, killing off Sumail with a taste of his own medicine. The Magnetize, it is, however, ticking harder into Newbee, but so far they've killed 4, and the 5th will fall as well. Evil geniuses lose the whole kit and caboodle. The tier 3 tower, it's the only thing lost in the mid. The Rax will regenerate.
Love the way Newbee played that. They baited for so long on the Rax, they glyphed when it was down to like 10%, and at the same moment, they sent SCC in the backline, again forcing out the Windsor's Curse, and they try to connect on it, so this is after that actually happened. Sumail is committing into the fight. Now here comes the Stolen Remnants out of Kaka. This is a lot of AoE burst damage going on to 3 heroes, and this
Radiant's top tower is on
fight, so EG were close to killing the Quap in the start of that fight. Then what they did, they cursed her outside of the base, and then they chained it with Earth Spirit stun into his silence, all his bursts, all of the Ember Spirit's burst, but it wasn't enough. And when they can't kill off the Queen of Pain in one full swoop, she just heals up to full with the Spell Life Steal and the Shrine. And now, all of a sudden, this is we're closing in on a 15k swing in 2 minutes right now.
They're baiting out the buybacks. They're trying to get Evil Jesus to burn not only the cooldown time of it, all that money they've got. They take the lane of Rax in the mid. This will start to balance things up a little bit more. KP dip all the BTs in, but you're seeing how systematic Newbee are now. EG are respawning. They want to start bringing down shrines. They want to start bringing out these out of positions that Evil Geniuses can fight the next Roshan on.
Do you want to see the drafts?
I would love to see the drafts. Look at that draft.
It's not updated yet. It's another 5k down. It's down there.
Yeah.
That's a 15k
dropping
swing.
quick.
It's pretty brutal. And the XP is now down to 0 as well. So the entirety of EG's lead is gone, except the Rex advantage that they still hold. So they will still have the momentum going their way at bottom, but that is a small consolation prize for what just happened.
Yeah, they lose it in the mid with that melee Rex being dropped, so...
Yeah, that's true. There's some momentum going that way as well.
Yeah,
took half the lane.
You do still have the power from Evil Geniuses. Like, you've got great split push. We can always remember what the Familiars can do for their own split push. Plague Quartz can keep the EG high ground safe. Samael is great with his BTs. They just can't have fights like that happen once again. And it's kind of silly. You'd think the hero that's really meant to drop off the Undying would have less of an influence to a point where Newbee are really struggling to hold their ground. But he's getting the pipe off. He's negating the damage done by the Venomancer. And he's slowly removing the life of Evil Geniuses with every decay.
The thing that's also a bit deceptive about Undying is that people usually think of this hero as a hero that just falls off completely because of how weak the Tombstone gets. But the longer the game gets, the better his ulti is. Like, this amplification from Flesh Golem is doing a lot of work in the fights. As long as Faith doesn't die and he stays in the proximity of the heroes, this 15 or 30% damage amp, depending on how close they are, is actually doing so much work for them. In addition to, like you said, he pops the pipe. So if they want to kill this Undying, it takes a lot of resources. They have to commit key spells to killing off position. If they don't kill him, he passively almost, becomes a core because of how much extra damage his own cores deal. So in these fights, that hero, it's a 5-man hero, and they're getting 5-man fights.
You're making him sound like the new Underlord effect. Like,
it kind of is what it does as support. I mean, in a weird way when you think about it, right? It's like the way he has built it and the way they're playing it. It is just that team fight kind of support. And now he has the level 3 Flesh Golems, now it's even worse. And we got some 25s coming up. We should have some 25s on the way. So KP is close to 24. He'll probably get the GPM top. Monkey King, almost 25, another 100% crit on that. Boundless strike damage. For EG, is anyone closing in? Veno almost there. Visage is closing in as well. Visage is 25. I feel like it's somewhat underwhelming in comparison to these other ones.
Say the movement speed on Familiars, do you get that instead?
Probably the one he's taking, but it's not great, but it's also not completely awful. But these other ones, like the Monkey King Boundless Strike crit, is awesome. That talent is super strong. The Puck GPM talent is amazing as well.
I love this build coming in from SCCC. We're talking about the amount of damage that Newbee will need to do in the fights, but now he's building a refresher roll. So you'll have double BKB, double Bloodthorn, double Sheeva's Guard, but it's that mass spam with Sonic Wave. As long as he's got a mana pool to support it, it's going to be a fantastic item for him.
And it's going to keep him alive. You have to remember his talent as well. I've been going over like every talent now.
The spell steal.
But that is a very big late game talent. Because the way fights usually go in the super late game is that either you really burst a hero down too low and then finish him off, or a hero like Quap can heal up 2,000 health by just casting his spells on a couple of heroes. So all of that damage you put in, if you don't one-shot the Quap, you're basically wasting damage. On every other hero in the late game, if you bring them low, they have to back. They have to Shrine or go to Fountain and stay out of the fight. Queen doesn't care. So with Refresher, having the second BKB and 2 Sonics, full HP. That is scary. That's really scary.
And we'll see if EG are able to repel it. For the moment, they're just happy keeping the side lanes pressured in. They're pushing in the top lane to add that pressure, and then that's only with the Ember Spirit and keeping the other 4 heroes going down mid, while Newbee doing something very similar. They're bouncing between their jungle and the mid lane and letting SCCC do the work on the bottom. And we just keep this musical lanes going until either team feel like they're going to have a good fight, or we wait for the next Roshan. So Roshan's meant to spawn up in 1 minute's time. So it's not that long to go. Look for the vision control. That's what they really, really need.
Yep.
from both sides around this bit, and there's your refresher
Does he have
orb.
buyback in addition to that?
He actually does. He has the
He's
money
so
for
rich.
buyback. There's only 2 heroes who don't have buyback right now, which is Venomancer, who's got it on cooldown for 3 minutes, and Wyvern, who's short by 1,000 gold.
All right.
And now Kaka just got Plague Wards, the better thing he could have got at this time. This is that vision game, like the perfect item you can, perfect spell you can steal for it.
He does not steal the strong Veno Plague Wards because he doesn't have the talent, so it's still regular level 4 Plague Wards without that upgrade.
But he still has the Aghanim Scepter if he can steal something bigger. But
and they
again,
give the full vision regardless, so that's the bigger part right now, absolutely. He's gonna... So, and we haven't been talking too much about Kaka in this game, but he's silently becoming ridiculously rich, by the way. Force, Glimmer, Axe, and 5k gold.
I love how our graph is actually just completely confused by now. It's been, Plague Wards have been claimed by the enemy team, and then you see 9 heroes listed in the graph. Searing Chains out. Well, this is a good pickoff if they can actually get Faith. Kaka using the Familiar for the AoE stun, as well as the Glimmer. Faith drops the Tombstone, in fact. He has buyback of Marvel as Mel goes in very deep. A double rooting. They're looking for more KP. The damage! Oh boy, EG, you did not want that! The Curse trying to create space! The space is not created! SCC with his BKB was standing on the front lines. Heavy amounts of damage. They've burned so much mana. He used the refresher of the full combination there.
They have to get this rush.
Yep, they're getting it right now. They use that buyback on Samael, so even if they do get this Aegis the Immortal, it'll still be rough if they lose him twice.
Oh, I want to see that Boundless Strike. That was so satisfying.
You'll get it in a minute. For now, Newbee is starting to move themselves over towards Roshan. He's very, very low KP. He's stolen Aegis before. Will he do it now? He does not jaunt in. Roshan dead probably 1 second before he needed it to be.
So Samael did use his buyback, and therefore he will claim this Aegis. Else it's possible they could have given it to the Visage. That's a very good hero with Aegis as well, but it will go to Samael. So because of that, his Veil is now in his inventory, so they do not have a Veil in the upcoming fight to amplify their damage. I'm hearing a BKB? No?
I'm hearing a Sonic Wave.
I thought I heard a BKB. I'm hearing a Poison Nova?
No, we're hearing the replay, but we're not seeing the replay.
I am so confused. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, we had the replay in our ears, but not the actual vision of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going crazy. I was like, oh, wait, am I?
No, I got you, man. I'm the only one allowed to be crazy in this pair. Oh,
you make sure of that.
So, Newbee. Now they have to stand the test. The Aegis as well as Cheese. So Visage has the Cheese. It's already hard enough to kill with the Gravekeeper's Cloak.
And I like this play from EG. You know, you got to play your advantage. You know you don't have buyback on the Ember, but you have the Aegis Cheese. They try to make an aggressive smoke movement. If this is a successful play, they can force probably multiple buybacks. And if they were paying attention, they would know that Refresher Orb with the Quap was used as well. How long is left on that cooldown? It's another 89 seconds to go, actually. So this is a pretty big moment of opportunity here. Double damage as well.
Yep, that's a lot to work with.
As many things they can have going for them right now.
Newbee are not in position yet. Kaka's the first man back. Drop down the Plague Wards. Can Faithbolt slow down the wave? KP's Orb will need to work with it too. And that's exactly what they do. Faithbolt on the Familiars when they jump forward. That crit from Mugi.
Just be careful and not throwing that stun away on just hitting Familiars. If they're under Gravekeeper's Cloak, he's not going to kill them. And that is a really key item, a key ability for them in the fights. You saw that last fight when he dropped that Boundless Strike on 2 or 3 heroes. They just disappeared. Oh, the birds are actually all dying.
Yep, they Orchid one, they Familiar, they telekinesis another one.
If these birds die, they're going to push him into them, I think. Makes Visage super weak. This hero is fully bird dependent pretty much the entire game, unless you go a very unorthodox build that I will not recommend.
Can anyone reach that Plague Ward before it kills a Tombstone? Okay, a Plague Ward could reach a Plague Ward.
That's way too slow. They got it.
There's like
SC had to help.
It's like, where's Soul Rip? Where's Soul Rip? Creepwave, please come in range.
This is difficult to push into for EG though. Stolen Plague Wars. This is a big part of why we pick Rubik into this Venomancer hero. It's going to steal them again, so refreshing the duration.
I love this from Newbee. It's still confident to keep 4 people up there and then get one here to push out the off lane. So they've left the Queen behind and set the King to push out the bottom.
I'm not sure if this is the right split. I think maybe the Monkey King needs to be here if this is the kind of fight they're expecting to break out. And then you send probably KP bottom.
He needs the money. Travels. He needs the money for the MKB.
Okay,
that's the reason why they sent him down.
That lane doesn't give that much quality, so they've lost laner X.
Yeah.
There's actually more farm top right now. But somebody got to do it. So they do a different split now if they send him down again.
Well, the Familiars
to be tended to. He will do it again.
Arteezy can keep the mid lane going. And he's just like, okay, let me just take this mid lane farm. This is going to be really good. Okay,
Alright.
or he can jump out, look for the target. There's your slap down. They're looking to kill off the familiars twice over, but with that grave chill, they slow down Moogie. They get the BKB out from
Albert's
him,
dead.
and this is a big thing for Newbee. They're removing these stunts, they're removing the damage. There's still one more bird to kill. They focus, however, on the top lane, where the tier 3 tower brought down by the Venomancer. The Orchid will wear off in just a second. Splinter Blast, however, nice damage spread across the dire creep wave, and Sumail with a Flame Guard. He's thinking about coming back in again, and they actually don't get the Monkey King bar on the Monkey King. They get the Battle Fury instead. He just purchased it. This is how they can D-push with Boogie.
It's also extremely good with Boundless Strike. When you reach this point, if he hits 2 or 3 heroes with that, they're just gonna cleave off each other. It's pretty ridiculous how strong that is, but I don't know if I agree with this choice yet. I feel like it's maybe a bit too negative of an outlook on the game that you buy a Fury now, but if he gets that one good Boundless, I'm not gonna question it. Let's see if he can land it later.
Well, if you can clear out the lanes at least quicker, like this will allow Newbee to focus on the other lanes. That's maybe the upside of it. As easy, well, the summons are back up once more. Quick fade bolt. There's a double Sleight of Fist here in chains. Karka freed by the Lotus Orb, and they're again trying to pick up these familiars, but they don't have a lot of good range attacks. While SDCC is too busy focusing on the top lane. You do get that.
Oh, that's a pretty good steal. He has it permanently. He has the axe. So he can fly whenever he wants now, and this deals a lot of damage. This is actually a very powerful steal for Kaka. Costs a lot of mana, but he can just land whenever he wants now. Okay.
However, his damage is pitiful. So at least he can get the slow.
It is still really significant damage, regardless. What is it? Is it 9% of max HP per second, I think? Or current HP. So 9% health burn for 8 or for 5 seconds. So if you had bad math, you would say that's 45% of their health, which is not Toby, because it's 9%, and then it's 9% of 91%, and then it's 9% of whatever's after that. Now that's not getting too crazy.
Okay,
but
stop hurting everyone's brains.
It's like 30% of their health after reduction. That's really good when you have a hero with that.
He might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to take to the skies and into the trees. And he will get away with his TP out. The bottom lane was pushing it and no one was defending it. Their Observer and Sentry didn't scout anyone pushing out the mid too, so the smoke from Newbee will be unsuccessful.
Yeah, Force 1 preparing for a little bit of a flyby top. Arteezy Force 1.
And no, this seems to be like a split division. I think this is the Top Gun training exercise.
Look at Newbee. How did they know? They actually don't have vision. They just
see.
Wait, did they see them anywhere?
There's a long story to this. Newbee actually raised birds in Avery. They understand the migration patterns, and they knew they would come from the north at this time of the season.
No, that is definitely not the reason.
We will agree to disagree.
Fair enough. If you're really stubborn and you think that's the reason, then
I'm not
you
stubborn
are
at
indeed
all.
the crazy one. Okay, so look at that ward. I think this is really important. They saw them fly by there, this exact spot. They saw them cross. That's what prompted them to do it. Because I was like, are they really? Do they have that good foresight that they would expect EG to make that exact play? They didn't just see.
That's a fun little ward because it watch any kind of bounce, any kind of flight over. Like the only thing it wouldn't see is like a GS blinking over the edge.
Yep.
But it's a good one for Newbee. Now,
It's a really, I don't know if they were thinking about that when they placed that more, but it's a great side benefit. It prevents that play from EG.
that's what I like to flag as unintentional awesomeness.
Yep.
Alright, well, EG.
Aegis is expired, right?
Yep. Aegis should definitely be gone. Roshan may respawn in 1 minute's time. Meanwhile, the pickup is going to be there. Scale's all by Kanka, throwing it into the hecked up target, the Sonic Wave. Well, that's the first one being committed. Okay, yeah, still Gale again. Why not? Universe being pushed around. The curse, however, is out for the moment. SEC doesn't actually attack. The BKB will protect him. Kanka being initiated on by the Disco Ember, but really, that damage isn't going to do enough. You want to bounce out. There's so many Rod of Atos just being rooting everyone to the ground. Arteezy protected by Lotus Orbs. Massive abilities being committed, and yeah, that's the familiars. They're back in again.
Was it?
I don't know. That was just a
two
double
siege
catapult. Newbee lost control of the momentum.
Oops.
Oops, indeed.
It's a range track. It's not the end of the world, but everything right now to help EG. They really need a bit of a push going their way. They're losing the fights. And it feels like this game has been so much harder since Queen of Pain got that spell, Lifesteal Talent. It really turned all the fights around. They just cannot kill that hero. Ember Spirit is not a single target burst hero at this point in the game unless you go for a Rapier crit build, and he doesn't have that. Sumail has the I don't know what you would call it, like a Spell Cleaver build or something. This late on.
We call it the all-rounder. It's a mix of everything.
I guess so. Like he's more about control and magic damage, but his physical output is really negligible, and it's unfortunate because at this point he would love to just swap his items out for some physical damage because they have this Visage with the Solar Crest, and they really need an extra physical component. They have so much magic damage with their Veno, but they can't kill the heroes, and the BKB heroes flat out just aren't dying anymore on Newbee's lineup. The Quap has lifesteal, the Monkey King has lifesteal. If he gets Jingu procs off, and he throws his stun, he gets full heal. They have 2 heroes that can heal themselves to full. You add in a little bit of an Undying into the mix with another heal.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's hard. So they didn't use the cheese, right? EG still have a cheese on the Venomancer, I believe.
It's,
not the Venom.
it's on Visage.
Visage has it. Yep.
Yep.
Can buy full Hex on Arteezy now. He's currently playing without boots. Excellent 285 move speed hero.
Currently waiting for all these Lotus Orbs to start appearing too. Like we've got 2 over on Fear and Crit, and we've also got 1 on Takaka. But if that Hex does arrive in for EG, then Newbee will have to start thinking about itemizing another one.
Good jump out from Sumail. Did a great read on that situation. Stayed for as long as he could, but no longer. He would have died there if he stayed another second, actually.
Alright, so
Rosh
the
is
big
up.
man, he is alive. Roshan, the next critical moment. So both Newbee and EG, they have to secure this. But they need to secure the vision game first. Very difficult for Newbee against Familiars, but this will make it work. The Venomancer, Universe down, and the crit! It actually connected into crit, doing heavy amounts of damage with the crit. Now you'll set that up. The Curse holding SEC in position for the moment. Crit able to get another kickoff. He's right in the middle of Newbee. You're going to steal at least the grip, and crit, well, he will finally fall. Fear on the run. Mookie can't see him. Now support comes over the Geometry side, so Fear jumps up into the tree line. Healing for the EG, dropping like flies. Like the avian variety they are, the Visage will fall. A big sonic wave, and you won't care. You want the buybacks. They're there from Venomancer. They're there from Arteezy. And with
Still
a
a
double
5-on-3.
steering chains, yep, it is 5-on-3. The creep wave is coming down the mid, and it's a very large creep wave playing hi-ho, hi-ho.
They can definitely just take the Roche here. They got 4 kills and 2 buybacks and the Roche for this.
They need the Aegis Immortal. They also need Mugi to buy up that MKB. Maybe now it's time to... Do you give up your Shadow Blade and pick up that MKB?
I think you give up the Diffusal. It has no charge left. I don't think he needs it anymore. You can rebuy it as well.
With the burn?
You definitely rebuy Diffusal when you're this late in the game. You don't play without charge. It's either that or you temporarily replace that. It is the Shadow Blade for now. For the Aegis pickup. I actually didn't even think he was going to get the Aegis, but... Well,
They waited half a second to think about it, but they end up giving both of it over to SCCC. Probably
CCC.
realizing that, yeah, well, where's my stutter? Shush. So, Newbee, I see what you're doing,
See.
senor. Alright, Newbee, push.
Haste.
Yep.
You've got so much
Let's
money.
go.
Look at the money on Rubik. Like, I know he's got that GPM talent. He's almost hit 25. I don't think he needs the cooldown reduction.
This has got to be one of the richest Rubiks I've seen in a long time.
Top record for
Yeah.
net worth, 21,000 on him at the 61-minute mark.
You would have thought Yapsor would get this record, but they have a tendency to win the games before this.
Either that or lose them before that mark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Either way, Newbee,
It's very rare for Rubik to reach 25.
they're going to kill off these familiars, and they won't actually. They'll be resummoned.
Wait, what are Rubik's 25 talents even? It's like
It's cooldown reduction.
Or
as
telekinesis drop
telekinesis
range?
drop, yeah, by 400 on the range.
20% CDM are super good.
Yeah.
Because it's on all of his stolen spells as well. So if you steal something very powerful, it's 20% reduction is great. Like stealing
Over
Blade
also
Wards.
the repositioning plus 400 range is a long throw.
It is. Definitely is good as well. I'm pretty sure he's going to take the cooldown reduction. I feel like that's what people take every single time. We'll see now.
25. Is it right or is it left? Take your bit. Take your bets, everybody.
Oh.
And it's left. It's going to be the
Damn.
telekinesis range.
I feel like this is very rare that I see this. I mean, it's
It
very
may-
rare that I see Rubik 25 in the first place, I guess, so. But, yeah.
It can make sense in the late game, just where you just want to catch that one hero a long way out of position.
Aw.
And now it's going to be Kafka caught out of position. He's got Lotus and Force up. Limit Cape for the Invis, of course. Now Sentry Wood is only now just being thrown down. He's got the life for the double Force up and Soul Rip. SCCC doesn't really connect on that first Sonic Wave for KP. He'll connect with the Dream Call and Dagon, dropping Feno low, allowing Monkey King move does get his own knock. So Nova coding up Newbee, a rolling boulder room from Grip with the Sonic Universe almost walks out. They kill the king as well as the Quap. Newbee, the fight from Evil Jesus looks wonderful. Moogie able to jump away, quickly get rid of that Shadow Blade. Staying in with SCCC, going back in again. He wants to kill on Crit, he'll get it as well. Fear gonna cold embrace himself as Moogie patiently waiting to bring down Fear. He'll actually slap stun onto Samael. They're changing targets. They want to kill off the Ember. Karga's got the pickup. No throwback from him. Just lets it drop from where he lies. And Moogie wears an attack. The Spirit! Karga's in again! Finds the opening. They're chasing Fear, but even this clipped wing bird, maybe he can survive. No! The Yule Scepter will cancel the TP out. No buyback from him or Arteezy. And it's EG in full retreat. The creep waves are not in their favor. Newbee can push down this mid and do some base damage.
EG needs to kill them. Oh, that Jingo stacks. He pressed his Q and then he healed like 2,000. So sometimes that happens.
Oh boy.
This is impossible to hold. I think they have to just give up Megas and hope that Newbee can't go for the GG here. They're not winning this fight 3-on-5. If they were lower HP heroes, like if Monkey had 1k health, maybe they could try to snipe him.
Making it so fast though, they're gonna have Megas that still have an extra like 50 seconds on the clock.
I noticed, by the way, in these fights. Oh well, might have to wait on that. He's gonna go in.
Steering change for KP again. Another two-man coil. It's creating space more than anything else at the moment. KP dropping low, the 4-star and Soul Rip will push him out and heal him up. And that top range ranks all the test between Newbee and Megas. Fortification, delaying more time. Another 43 seconds before you have Arteezy back into the world of living. Megas are up and Newbee will retreat. But look at Samael. He's TPing him through the bottom. He's looking to add the pressure and keep Newbee at least on the defense for the moment.
He has no structural damage. This is something I wanted to mention after you saw the last fight when Rubik died. How long did it take them to kill that Rubik? He used Glimmer Cape, and they just couldn't kill him, actually. Like, it took them forever to bring down the Rubik, because when Rubik has his magic resistance from Null Field and casts the Glimmer, who deals damage? It's only Visage Birds and nothing else. This guy is a hard kill at this point. And that goes for the whole team, right? Like, they can cast Glimmer on anyone, they can force staff them, if Rubik's in the neighborhood for the Null Field. That has been the problem for EG in the last 25 minutes. It's actually just too hard for them to kill heroes. Visage cannot solo carry a game minute 60. I'm not saying he's the only carry, but physically, he's the only carry.
So do you change the items? Do you change the items on Samael? It's not like he's got a lot of money to work with. I don't seeing him build into a Dagon in his quick fight.
It's just an issue with the strategy, because if Ember would have gone for a physical build from the start, I don't think they would have found themselves in the leading position that they had earlier. I think Samael's build in this game was very good. We're just reaching a point now when it's not as effective anymore.
The Searing Chains, here comes the familiar. EG looking for that 5-minute slap! Boogie again! Here's Arteezy as well as Universe. The Wukong command is down. The curse maybe create some space. Faith, thank you for playing. You'll be now dead, but the sacrifice is not in vain. A triple kill for SCCC with 3 heroes down with no buybacks available. This looks to be the game. Fear, he wants to TP out, able to do so, but it's Samael and Fear versus 4 of Newbee, and they are barreling down the mid lane for a GG push.
I don't think this Dagon 2 is going to do it, but you got to buy something, right?
Live on a hope, a prayer. That's what you need right now if you're an EG fan. Or you live on a hope and a prayer for game number 3. Samael trying to do that range harassment. Karka back into flight.
35 seconds on Winter's Curse. I think that's what Moogie just told them. He's like, they used Curse last fight. There's no Curse yet, don't worry. Go hit the towers.
Yep.
He might get 1 Curse before... Still 45 seconds on Arteezy, man, in this game.
It's hard. There's your Dagon attack with the Silence and the Bloodthorn. They'll pick each other up with the Telekinesis. And now they drop down, but Moogie, he's focusing onto the Shrine. Will it be enough to bring down the Fountain? Let's jump forward. The Sonic Wave. The Mail Slider Fist will buy some time, but will it be enough? The Hexes are out. There's a lot of damage.